What's up? So today's project is continuing the manual swap in my automatic FRS. So granted that you can take off the dash, the center console and stuff, I'm gonna go through everything else. Basically you need to take off the harness, the automatic transmission, which I'm gonna do first, the drive shaft underneath, the motor. So first I'm gonna start with disconnecting a couple of stuff like the traction control, sport, snow, VCS, VSC sport modes, all the harness that are connected for the transmission. That's what I'm gonna do first, to take off the transmission and the drive shaft first. To that, these 4 bolts to remove the top portion of the shifter, this portion of the shifter. Yeah, so after that you need to go under the car and remove what's holding all this module, all this. It's a little bracket with some clips, so I'm gonna show you underneath what it's looking like. It's a very tight fit, so what's holding the console in the car is this little bolt over here. So I'm just gonna remove this to remove the top portion. So once that's removed, you can just take this, squeeze this like this, and that's where the boat's coming from. So now I'm gonna disconnect everything that is harness stuff. I'm gonna remove the connection for the starter. I'm gonna remove this from here and everything I can do from here. I bet that I can let this on, since it's the harness for the transmission that goes to the ECU and stuff. So I bet I can let this on. I guess I'm gonna see when I take the transmission out from the bottom of the car like this. And I'm gonna just remove the connection for the starter. After that I have to unbolt the drive shaft from the rear differential and slide it out of the transmission. After that I'm ready to take everything out. So for the starter, this one was in here. You just have to disconnect it like this with some force maybe, and this one, it's I believe a 10 or 12 millimeter bolt that holds the other connection to the starter. Since the bolt were all out of the starter, I just take it off because I think it's a tight space to take the transmission with the starter and take it off from the bottom. So yeah, now I need to go under the car, which is a very tight place, and remove the drive shaft. So once that's done, you need to remove this one and this one. That's the bracket that's holding the drive shaft in place, and after that we should be able to take it off, put it out of the transmission. So when these two are removed, we should be able to pull this part of the drive shaft out. Mine is a little bit corrosed. Just like so. And now we should be able to take it off. Very important, before removing the drive shaft, you need to take out the oil of the transmission, otherwise it's gonna spill from where the drive shaft connects. So I'm gonna do this right now. Just like so. You let it out, otherwise it's gonna spill from over here. I know it's dark, can't probably see it good, but from the where the drive shaft connects, it's gonna spill all the oil. Maybe not all, but a lot. So I'm just gonna let this drain and take off the drive shaft. And when you're removing the bolts from that goes through the drive shaft to the differential, if everything is out inside and you didn't put the car in neutral, you can just come here. You see this little thing? It's to engage and disengage the transmission. So you just find the neutral, you put it there, and you will be able to spin the wheel, and the differential will turn so you can access all of the boats to remove them. And for sure you need to remove the oil from the transmission. So I highly suggest to put a jack underneath the transmission, otherwise when you remove the bracket it's gonna fall off. So what I'm gonna do is remove these 4 bolts that's holding in this bracket that's all the transmission mount, the transmission. So I'm gonna remove these and slowly take the transmission backward and drop it after. So before doing so, I'm gonna remove these 2 bolts that hold this bracket for the coolant hose, that goes from here to the cooler for the transmission, and I'm gonna remove this bracket as well. So what I did, I put the transmission as close as the steering rack possible. I did push the transmission a little bit, and now I'm gonna just drop it. So she's out. She dropped a little. I would highly suggest to put some woods underneath the transmission so you can slide it at the level you want it to be. And don't forget, you have to slide it under the car, so the car needs to be at a certain height. So yeah, and after that you slide it on it. You take the jack, you lift the trannies up, you remove the woods, and you drop the trannies on the ground. Now she's there. So that's out, and that's out, which is it's good. Next thing on the list is to remove the harness inside the car.